It's Nolan. What's going on, y'all? It's the kid J Nolan here. Today we're going to be talking about Iggy Azalea, okay? Now, I know she gets a lot of flack online. There's a lot of people that don't like her for whatever reason. There's some people that feel like she's just a habitual cultural appropriator. She's just been culturally appropriating black women, cosplaying black women as a white woman for years. If that's how you feel about her, I'm probably not going to change your opinion about her because I have no desire to anyway. But we're going to be talking about this album, right? It's been years since she's put any music out. I think she put a couple songs out, but she hasn't put out anything full length in quite some time. She was preparing a new album that's supposed to have been coming out for the last couple years. And it looks like she's actually going to cancel it or just continue to push it back indefinitely. I don't know. She's getting cold feet, y'all. So she put this post out letting her fans know not to expect it anytime soon. She says, "This is going to be long, so only bother reading if you love me. If you still bother anyway, you're a weirdo who has been warned." She says, "I've always been someone who finds joy in being creative and seeing my ideas come to life. For a long time, I used music to deliver my big crazy ideas to the world. I know a lot of people have this idea that I was quote unquote bullied away from music, and that's something I've always laughed at because I'd never be bullied out of anything. In fact, I'm too stubborn." She says, "I think I've even resisted changes within myself at times purely because I don't like being viewed as someone who quits. In truth, what I've known for a long time is that I feel more passionately about design and creative direction than I do about songwriting. To many of you, that's no shock to read. It shows in my work. Jokes aside, I do spend a lot more time on that part of things because I'm most confident at that. That's why I want to let you know that I'm not going to finish my album. It's been paused for a few months while I was giving direction for a different project, and in truth, I just haven't felt the urge to go back to it. I feel really happy and passionate in my day-to-day life when my mind's focused on that, and so I want to stick to what's undeniably best for me. Can't wait to start sharing some of the things I've been involved in creating and hoping you'll see my quirk and humor in anything I touch. I know for some fans this probably makes you feel a little deflated. I'm sorry to let you down, but it's more important I don't let myself down. I hope you'll understand. Talk soon. I love you." That's a message to her fans that were expecting a new album. Okay? Now, I don't live in Iggy Azalea's head. I don't know too much about this lady outside of Fancy, you know what I'm saying, and maybe a couple other records that came out throughout the duration of her career, but I don't know a lot about Iggy. But what I do know is that in the past year, she launched a very successful OnlyFans. Now, it was just a few weeks ago that I spoke about people finding massive success on OnlyFans to where it's not necessarily beneficial for them to work on music anymore. I think Iggy Azalea is exactly in that position. I personally believe this statement that she put out to her fans is a load of shit. There's some articles out there on the net that are alleging that Iggy Azalea made damn near $48 million off of OF content. Do you understand what the fuck I'm saying right now? 50 million. She would have never made 50 million off no goddamn album, not releasing no music, doing no goddamn music videos, sitting in the studio writing all day, recording, listening to the song 250 times before the niggas got the shit right on the mix, sending it over to the mastering engineer, letting them motherfuckers listen to it another 350 times, making sure the shit sound right, making sure the snare hit right, making sure the vocals sit on the top of the goddamn beat the right way, make sure, oh, it's too high, bring it down a little loud, a little lower, oh, make sure the vocals get compressed a little bit more, it's not sitting right in the mix, it sounds amateurish, we gotta go back and polish that, oh, you did this part right here, would you like to go re-record it so that we could do this whole process over and over again? She wasn't gonna make 50 million doing that shit, man. You got to understand. Hey, the game is changing, people. You got to get into the content game in some way, shape, or form. You can't go in the studio and think that your life is going to change exponentially off of just that. She say, fuck that album. It was just reported in November that she allegedly made 50 M's. Now in January, top of the year, she says, I can't seem to find the motivation to go back to finish writing this goddamn album. Yeah, I wonder why. Because to be honest, music really only costs you money. Especially at a level where she's at, where everything has to hit a certain way. Like I just gave y'all, I was being funny, but that's the real process of how people get their music finalized and ready for the public. And each time that somebody has to go back and make changes and do different things to your music, it only costs you. So you're going to be paying all these different people to come help you to get that stuff ready. You got to pay the producers. You got to go pay, if she has additional songwriters, they got to get compensated. Some of them want upfront money before they even come through the studio to help your ass. You got to have a marketing and promotion budget. You got to put money into advertising. You want to get a billboard in Times Square, right? You want to do all the cool shit when your album come out, because if you don't, you're going to get lost in the sauce. People going to say, I didn't even know it was out. Pay the content channels, Shade Room, Neighborhood Talk, Spiritual Word, and all these other motherfuckers that get millions of views or hundreds of thousands of views on their posts on Instagram and shit like that. You got to have a budget set aside to get them to post your music video. Not to mention, you got to pay for the music video. You got to pay the director. If they got a team of motherfuckers that's going to shoot behind the scenes and get other angles and all that shit, them niggas need to be compensated too. If you're going to have somebody getting photos of you while you're shooting the music video so that you can have a press run and have new photos out there, you got to pay the motherfucking photographer. You want to have a radio campaign, there's so much content out there telling you, you need a minimum of, you know, on the low end, maybe 75,000 to invest into radio. You know what I'm saying? That's for a smaller artist that's trying to get into smaller radio stations and don't really got that much to go with. On the higher end, you might need 250,000, you know, to get a song really popping on radio. And if you got 3-4 singles that you want to have out there, that could easily add up to what, $1 million in radio budget just to get it played on the iHeart radio. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucking Cumulus radio, Radio One, you know, all that shit. You put all this hard work, all this time, energy, money into your music. You know what I'm saying? You could look up and be like, damn, I spent $8 million on this new album. You look up, even on a successful release, and you like, shit, all I made back was 75,000, 150,000. You looking like, man, I went in the red for this shit just to look good, just so I could, you know, go on tour and try to make some of it back. Man, fuck all that. I ain't mad at Iggy. She ain't really all that great of an artist to begin with, you feel me? So I think she's independent. So yeah, all of those things I just named and ran down, those will be her responsibilities as an independent artist. Why do that when you can make 50 M's the first year? That was her first year on OnlyFans. She made 50 M's allegedly, right? If she ends up doing the same shit this year, it may go down. You know, the shock value is not there. People that, you know, feel like, oh, you're not delivering exactly what I thought you were going to do or what I expected or what have you, they may back down. They may not subscribe any longer. She may make another 25, another 15 million this year off of OnlyFans. But these motherfuckers be doing this shit from their house. They may book an Airbnb and a photographer to go do whatever the fuck they want to do. Shit is low cost compared to what she would have to put in for an album. She's doing creative direction and art direction for other people's projects. I don't even know what those projects are. I wouldn't be surprised if she's actually helping other people get into OnlyFans content as well, because that is also another lane, right? People that want to eat off your successful blueprint, you go help them out, you give them pointers, you go find, you know, the creative team for somebody and say, hey, just hire me, pay me X amount of dollars. I will consolidate everything and help you get this whole thing set up. I wouldn't be surprised if she's doing that for somebody else that's maybe like either a low-level celebrity or somebody that's coming from the porn arena. You just never know what the fuck going on, to be honest. But what we do know is she says, fuck that album. I hate to disappoint y'all, but I cannot disappoint myself by putting all this time, energy, and resources into an album that nobody wants to really hear any fucking way. Yeah, the plan has changed, people. The plan has changed. Abort mission. Turn your motherfucking Spotify off. You can turn that bitch on and listen to the old shit if you want, but more than likely you're gonna go listen to somebody else any goddamn way. So let me go back and do what I do best. Salute to Iggy Azalea. Shout out my nigga Iggy. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the post notification bell for all updates, and I will see y'all on the next one. Much love and respect. Stay safe out there. Happy New Year. Peace. King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net.
We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer, we come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest, but drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I've been dropping these haters like calories. Cross I'm out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.